You know, having hobbits in the second age is just two things that don't go together. It's kind of like having a hot dog without the bun, pan without the case. It just doesn't go together. My stomach. I shouldn't have eaten pancakes and hot dogs at the same time. Can you guys just give me one moment? I need to go to the toilet and take a... What up, YouTube? It's your boy Theta J. Back like I left something, and I'm glad you're here. Yes, I'm glad you're here. And what we're going to speak on today, we're going to be talking about the Hobbits in the Second Age and how the showrunners pretty much put words in a dead man's mouth. Speaking on Tolkien, we're also going to speak about how September 2nd is right around the corner. It's coming soon in a few weeks, and it's going to be very destructive. We're going to be talking about how bad of a backlash is going to get, and you're not going to see a backlash bigger than this in history when it comes to a TV show. It's mighty funny how this is the highest budget show in TV series history, and this will be the biggest backlash in TV history. But before we do that, before we get into that, please do me a huge favor. Watch this video all the way from the beginning all the way to the end. Please, I will appreciate that greatly. I really appreciate that. Also, what I need you to do is make sure to hit that like, make sure to hit that subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell. Because when you hit that notification bell, it makes your boy Theta J feel oh so good and oh so swell. Yeah. Also, by the like and dislike button, it's a button right there called Super Thanks. And when you send me a Super Thanks, I blow you up DBZ style like I'm about to do Comment Chat, aka my boy Danny. Let's blow him up DBZ style. Yeah, that's what we do. Also, if you feel like it, my links are in the description, and what I need you to do is join that Patreon, join that membership, because what that does is your donations come to me, I put it back into the channel so I can entertain you and make a big fool of myself so you can laugh. That's what I do, yeah. Now, let's get into this video, yeah. So in this video, I was reading an article, man, Bounding into Comics. That's the name of the website. And they pulled up this article. They wrote this article about how the showrunners are putting words. They've been doing this for the longest. Ever since the San Diego Comic-Con, they've been putting words in the Tolkien mouth, saying things like he haven't fleshed out the characters, or he didn't do anything with these characters, and we're going to take these characters and resurrect them and giving them life. No, what you're doing is taking his characters and you're plagiarizing them. Did I say that word right? I sure hope so. But what you're doing is taking things that he did not want to go into detail about. You're twisting it and you're changing it into your own agendas. This would not be a problem at all. With me, I wouldn't even be making these videos if you guys honored what he did. He did not speak on the Hobbits in the Second Age for a reason. They wasn't significant. They didn't do anything significant at all. They were just a tribe moving along in the Middle Earth. If you notice, when it comes to elves and when you come to hobbits, they migrate, they move around, they moved around. The hobbits moved around till they all came to the Shire, a place that they enjoy, a peaceful land, a land where they could just relax and be amongst themselves and live in seclusion. A lot of elves and men didn't even know hobbits existed. Gandalf was hanging out with them. They had respect for Gandalf. Gandalf got respect all over Middle Earth when it comes to elves, men, hobbits, and whatever. They know of him. Even the goblins know of him. Man, he's been around for thousands of years. But the Second Age and the Third Age and the First Age, they are thousands of years apart. And the reason why the Third Age, we go into different ages, because of based off the wars and what happened with the wars and the changes to Middle Earth. But these people don't care about that. I just gave you in a few seconds, a few minutes of how Tolkien is detailed and how his lore is very important to people. Characters like Bilbo and Frodo, they show that small characters can do big things. And in the Second Age to me probably has the best stories when it comes to Tolkien, even better than Lord of the Rings in my opinion. So to see this stuff get dolled out like this, to see them changing hobbits to black just because Tolkien said that these characters have browner skins, the Harfoots got browner skin. It just don't make freaking sense at all. It's very disrespectful. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to check out a little piece of this article, and we're going to break down the wrong with these showrunners, man. These dudes should be ashamed of themselves. If you're going to do a Lord of the Rings and you're going to change everything in it, then how about you take that and change the name? You can call it Gibbly Gobbly Goo, and I wouldn't care as long as you don't put the Lord of the Rings title on there. Let's check out this article right here real quick. It said, despite the Lord of the Rings of Power, including Hobbits, J.R.R. Tolkien made it clear they were not in the Second Age. The Lord of the Rings of Power, will be including Hobbits, despite J.R.R. Tolkien making it clear that they did not appear into the Third Age following the events that the Rings of Power is expected to cover. This show is going to be a complete mess. I honestly believe that meteorite guy that we seen in the trailer is going to be a young Gandalf, which doesn't make sense at all. I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense. Because when Gandalf entered into Middle-earth, he came from Valinor. He was a Maiar, angel-like beings. When he came there, he was an old man. He always been an old man. He was never a young middle-aged guy. No, he was a old man. And the reason why Tolkien made him an old man, the reason why Valar made him an old man, to make him humble. The Maiar are powerful as freak. Balrog's a Maiar. Sauron is Maiar. They're strong as freak. They're powerful. They have powers, man. You know, they like mutants. Well, that's kind of disrespectful. I know you guys, when I just said mutants, went crazy, but I'm just making a point that they're strong. They have powers, but Valar wanted Gandalf to be humbled, and it worked because he put himself Lord in others, when he had the right to be stronger than others. Let's check this out, this article right here. Showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay attempted to explain this problem away during their appearance in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con. During the question and answer portion of his appearance, he asked, why is there a Hobbit story in the Second Age? Payne replied, well, it's actually technically not a Hobbit story. It's a Harfoot story. And so Tolkien doesn't say anything about Harfoots not having done anything amazing in the Second Age. He sees it as Hobbits before the Third Age didn't do anything impressive. So we felt we had license there to tell a good Harfoot story. You guys should be very ashamed of yourselves. Harfoots are hobbits. They're a different tribe of hobbits, but they are hobbits. You guys are taking things he didn't speak on and twisting it and changing it, and it's going to destroy the lore. What happened to the Harfoots? Why are there no more black race hobbits in the Third Age? It just doesn't make sense because you put your political bullcrap, and that's the problem with these movies now. They suck. And the movies that are not putting the political bullcrap, like Top Gun Part 2, one of the most excellent movies I've seen in years. But when you put this political stuff in there and inclusion and all that stuff, it just doesn't work out. I'm down with representation. I told you guys this before. But when it comes to works like Tolkien, you have to be precise in detail. Let's continue. His fellow showrunner, Patrick McKay, then added, It was really important to us from minute one that what makes Tolkien tone unique and special is the blend of all these cultures and what each of them bring to Middle Earth and what each of them represent. The underdogs and the smallest people being able to do great things. We could not imagine a version of this show that didn't have a version of that in some form, and went deep into the text to find it. And we think there's a beautiful, wonderful story there that you guys are really going to love. These dudes are brainless. The first book that came out from Tolkien that had to do with Middle Earth, anything, was The Hobbit. The Hobbit already proved the fact that small things, a small person or a small spiritual whatever, can do big things. It was very inspirational. One of the first Tolkien books I ever picked up and read. It was great when I read it in the 4th grade. This was already proven. I'm going to tell you the exact reason why they're doing these black hobbits, black dwarves, warrior Galadriel, and all this stuff. Because they acquired the rights. They want to make tons of money from it, but they can't do the same thing as a Peter Jackson did. Because when it's different companies buy these things and Star Trek is going through the same thing, you have to tweak something. Tweak the race, change the race up, change their costumes up, all that stuff. That's why this show looks nothing like what Peter Jackson did. And it's okay. You don't have to go by what Peter Jackson did, even though he set a great standard. But if you're going to do the Second Age, do it freaking right. Do it by the book. Try to be as close as you can. But when you change things to look like now, it's going to fail. And there's a reason why that dislike button is almost broken, because you have thousands, if not millions of people hitting it because they hate what they see. You guys let me know what you think. Do you feel like The Hobbit should be in this and have a big story? Or do you think in September 2nd, when September 2nd comes, it's going to get a big backlash and it's going to get ridiculed and destroyed? Get back at your boy Vader J. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell, because when you hit that notification bell, it makes your boy Vader J feel oh so good and oh so swell. And I'm out of here. Ninja Vanity.